Hello everybody, welcome to the RDYUP.GG Season 3 game between Team Exile and TPG. They are both within their 9th round right now, and we're just going to do a quick intro. My name is MandyBone01, you can find me on Twitter at ZestiEdits, and joining me today as my play-by-play is at Louis2K _ or Louis as I'm going to be calling him today.
Hello. How are you?
just a lazy hello. How are you? Either way, the 9th round has just been finished. Exile have won the 9th round versus TPG, and they are probably going to be choosing to start on the CT side. Now, we do actually have the veto here, and we can really quickly talk through the veto. Exile banned Nuke before TPG banned Dust2. Exile then proceeded to ban Overpass. TPG banned Train. Exile seemed to ban Cash, which was a confusion to me. TPG then banned Inferno, and so the leftover map was Mirage.
It's quite a common map, really, from what I've seen at this sort of level of Counter-Strike. It's a map which casually everyone will try to go for. Lots of teams are prepared for it. And, yeah, it's going to be two pitches gaming, as we've said, starting on this T side. There are going to be some smokes used towards the A side. Threps getting a nice opening kill as Marius falls early, and Zerk can get one nice headshot as well. Slash can respond. Exile slowly in this retake scenario, and Jolly 2 key kills. It's 3-1, all down to DragonEye.
Yeah, and DragonEye are one of those players that are actually used to being in these scenarios. It was also a great headshot, but he is taken out by Duty in the end, leaving Exile to win the first pistol round and the first round of the series today. The two teams here, the Team Exile is an Icelandic-based organization and is a full Icelandic team, I believe. CQ being an Icelandic person, I believe he is the one that lives in Canada, or it's Zerk, one of those two. And the other guy is TPG, a German-based organization with a great owner, Panther, and yeah, I'm actually an analyst for them, so I'm kind of biased. It's pretty bad for me to say that in here. But either way,
well, don't say it then.
I've said it now, too late. But now TPG just going to wait in this pass position, wait for any Team Exile mistakes, or wait to hear Exile start rotating off of this A site and see if they can try to get this bomb plant.
Yeah, and two pitches not going to be overly committing into this. We have got an M4 or two M4s in the hands of the CT side, and yeah, Exile really not pushing for anything. Now they've got 3 players on this A site, 2 pitches. They'll be just focusing on getting the bomb down, really. It's just going to be one of these palace rushes. And still, Eli's he was watching behind, just wanting to get any info he could. But 2 pitches, they're now going to push. And this should just be a nice clean-up from the CT side. Eli, DragonEye, they're left. And I don't even think they're going to be able to get the bomb down.
Yeah, and there wasn't a single kill for that TPG side, and just no weakened economy against Exile. But TPG do go into this next round having a gun round and an advantage over the SMGs and the FAMASs of Team Exile.
Yes, and they've also got quite a good little set of utility set. My voice is really not good today, but 2 pitches anyway. Just a default play with the mid control, something there. I was going to say aspiring to get, but I don't know if that's a good way of putting it. News up. And peek from underpass as well. But 2 pitches at this point. They're just going to try and hope to get the opening kill. Exile not wanting to make any mistakes early on.
Yeah, and as you can see just by looking at Eli right now, TPG aren't looking to overextend either. And they're just looking to take control one by one, bit by bit. Team Exile are actually famously inconsistent on this Mirage pick. They haven't been the greatest at keeping some consistency. Generally, they win a match 16-6 and then they lose the next match 16-9, and it's not the most consistent of Mirage showings.
Do they have? Is it to do with roster changes at all? Or?
No, they have been playing with the same ESEA roster through the entire ESEA Open season, so I don't believe so. And their most latest game on a Mirage was a 16-9 loss.
30 seconds now. It's a do or die moment for the 2 pitches team, and a nice opener towards the B site for Eli Marius. He takes down his teammate, but Sreps is also going to full Exile. They've lost the B site. A retake scenario coming in. 2 Pritchards just about going to get the bomb down on time. And 4-1-2 retake for the Exile team.
Yeah, and there's no chance. Both players have FAMASes, and although Zerk does have a kit, and there is still a molly on CQ if he wants to try to do a gold molly and flush out one of the players and see if he can make this into a 2-on-3 situation. But TPG smokes onto that market area means that I think Team XR are just going to try to save these FAMASes into the round.
Yeah, they're just searching to do any damage at this point. Zerk won't be able to do anything after Eli just wiped him apart completely. CQ will just hold on to this FAMAS with a little bit of armor and a Molotov. Nothing for Exile this round. It is 2 Pritchards who get their first round on the board. And CQ, no exit kills either.
Yeah, and that first gun round going to TPG, they just played it slow, played their default, took mid, and were being very, very cautious against Exile, who gradually got caught out with their aggressive plays across the entire map.
I mean, it was quite late, and Exile didn't really have to overextend. In the end, they just chose to 2 mistakes really towards being that ended the round for them. Round number 4, and 2 Pritchards this time using a lot of their utility towards the A site. A good set of utility actually coming out here from the German-based team. Zerk is prepared, but Exile also starting to rotate players over. 2 Pritchards, here comes their push.
Yeah, and a couple of missed mollies from TPG means they didn't clear as many angles as they would have liked to, but they do still have cleared the site out enough to have planted. Although Jolly hitting that great shot through the smoke and also bringing Nusap down to 7 HP. This looks like this is going to be Exile's round.
Nusap has to be so careful here. He's on 7 HP. He remains, and I think they know where he is as well. Jolly can just jump up so casually, so easily to take down the player in Nusap. Exile do respond nicely. 3-1 for the Icelandic roster.
Yeah, and Exile also bringing 4 AKs into this next round, meaning they have such defensive superiority. Sorry, TPG now have enough money to force up a few guns, but if they do force up anything, they are going to have to try to take those AKs away from that Team Exile side.
Yes, I was about to say all 4 players for Exile have AKs. There are 4 AKs on their side, and Dooley will use 1 AK to get an opening pick. This mid-aggression looking really nice and solid from the Exile team. And they're getting the opening kills. Nusap, 1 nice deagle shot in response. But it's still Exile who have the man advantage. Oh, nice shot! Nusap gets 2.
Yeah, and Jolly literally just jumping, or actually it would be Yoli because he's Icelandic. Yeah, but literally just jumping into Nusap's crosshair. He just made a big mistake, and it might cost his team the round now, as the Team Exile defense are scattered so far across and so far wide that although they have a lot of info, they may not be able to react in time, according to this info.
Zerk is towards top mid for Exile. Such a dangerous position, really. 2 Pritchards are trying to... They know this player's towards top mid, and Nusap for now won't quite be able to find him. The smoke is there, and Nusap did just spot him right at the end there. Either way, Zerk's going to come off better from that scenario, and they're still focused about this player towards top mid. 2 Pritchards. They've still not got a sight. And Dragonite, if he can get a bomb down in this scenario, it's the best he can realistically get at this stage.
Yeah, and I don't see why TPG tried to challenge that player in mid. They didn't need those extra men. They didn't need those guns necessarily. And there goes Dragonite after taking out CQ. Zerk taking him out with a quick headshot. But TPG didn't need to take that battle towards top mid. They already had the bomb in possession. They knew that they'd thin out the defense. They just needed to group up, pick a site, and gamble it.
Yeah, it's something which 2 Pritchards to try and do before. I mean, the previous times where they have just sort of pushed out on site together collectively, it has looked good for them. And if they can try and get that again, maybe another good approach this time. 2 Pritchards again. We'll be working with the mid control, and this time there are smokes blocking off Exile from being able to see anything towards top mid or underpass at this stage. It's 2 sections of the map which 2 Pritchards have easily got control over. Exile, they've got 3 players on the defense towards B.
Yeah, and a great shot there from Yoli onto Slash, already thinning out the TPG herd. At this point, TPG just need to try to stop playing this slower against Exile and maybe just group up and attack a site very quickly, especially with the limited utility they did have at the beginning of this round, actually having Marius and Slash, I believe, in low utility.
Eli and Dragonite are the two players still standing for the German team. And Eli is towards top mid, but just a little Molotov just to try and bait out some information, or at least give some information for Exile to ponder and work upon. Still smoking 2 flashes. 2 pitches slowly but surely work on to the safe side, but it might be too late.
Yeah, but it is a good choice from TPG, as the only player that is lit is towards this A side of the map. But the rotations are just too fast from this Team Exile side, and it's going to be really hard for Dragonite to clutch this out. 1v3 now.
And he's still looking to damage, I think. That's not too bad, a 3k.
Yeah, 3k, taking out so many of the AKs that Team Exile had, and also wasting quite a lot of time. Maybe even frustrating some of the Exile players with deaths that weren't even supposed to happen. And now TPG just gonna leisurely save into this next round, make sure that they have enough money to buy full utility and AKs into this next round for a nice gun round on Mirage.
Towards top mid, Dragonite did get spotted by his AWPing opponent, and Zerg can just help out this crossfire. 2 kills there from the underpass angle. These eco frags working out marvelously for 2 pitches. Marius remains in. I think they know where he is as well. To at least get 1 from that, but nothing too drastic loss for Exile. 6-1 here in the RDYUP League.
Yeah, and now going into this 8th round, TPG are finally going to be able to challenge Exile again with the 3rd gun round. It's been 1-1 on gun round so far. Team Exile are only winning just by using their force rounds as their own buffer, and that pistol round, that much important pistol round, just winning them so many early rounds against this TPG side.
2 pitches, they're still challenging and wanting to get this mid control. It's a part of the map which Exile are really struggling to hold off this round, as Marius gets 1 and lose that will trade off after Duddy got to 1 kill, and their attention straight towards this player in Connector, who is just rotating towards B. Exile, they're really pumped and focused on this B side, yet they haven't even seen the bomb at this stage. 1:19 on the clock. Exile, they're panicking.
Yeah, and now they're starting to finally compose themselves, playing retake on this A site. Actually looks like the AWPer might be able to catch one of the TPG players off guard. Bringing the bomb here into mid is a great call from TPG, as this is where all the players are. Just if they could just try to push in using their smokes, hold the right angles, they can. I lost my train of thought there as I just saw the AWPer jump out the window in front of one of the TPG players. That was a bit crazy. But Eli is now going to be able to plant the bomb. Only left on 7 HP. This is still doable for Schweppes.
Yeah, he did tag down 1 player. Both players are low, and he knows where at least one of the players is as he hopped around towards CT, slowly clearing out the angles. Bomb down, and has a kit, sorry, for him to work with, and a smoke and 2 flashes, using the utility pretty much instantly, baiting out any information he can get, which at this stage is nothing. Eli, a risky call to push in on 7 HP, and taking the duel, and doesn't really have to take the duel whatsoever. Schweppes, he knows where this player is, and he's going to just try and stick the defuse and go for it, but Eli can clean up and save the round for 2 pitches. Finally, they get their 2nd round.
Yeah, and although Eli gets taken out from the bomb there, which is a big hurt to TPG's financial situation, Exile already on some sort of a cash mountain. Although they have to completely get rid of that cash that they had saved up to go into another gun round, which they do decide to bring an AWP out instead of some utility to try to delay this TPG side.
I feel like Exile would have at least worked out at 2 pitches of working with the mid control. Now, if I've been able to work it out, it's a section of the map. 2 pitches are really keen on trying to work with Slash. He's slowly working his way up towards A, but it's all about mid, and CT side, they're getting the trades perfectly, and Srep knows there's a player in apartments as well. Whatever plans Two Bridges had this round, it's all falling apart, and both players rotating back over to each side. Two Bridges now fully focused on aim.
Yeah, and Slash just trying to keep the players here by throwing these smokes, throwing some slashes, and showing his presence. He's just trying to sell that fake, and a big miss there from Zerk. Meaning that Slash actually goes through that smoke and keeps Zerk and Schweppes on that site. The players now finally rotating. It's a bit too late now. TPG do have a plant, although there is the one player on stairs who does take out one, but Eli does trade. Left in this 1-on-2 situation.
Your approaching from CT, and a marvelous clean-up by Zerk, who even got a headshot for his efforts there. 7-2. The Icelandic team, they've lost that one round just then, but that's not really stopped the momentum, and all the money is definitely built up just about for them. They will just about get another full buyout here. Two Bridges, well, they've got no money, and it's a really late call just to say, you know what, we're not going to do anything this round. Maybe a bomb plant again is what they can hope for.
Yeah, and TPG here, they did just get completely reset by that last round, and they need to stop. They need to start working on getting 2 rounds in a row and stop getting reset by every single gun round that they've been placed in so far. Good headshot there from Slash, knowing that one of the Team XL players didn't have head armor, and Schweppes there almost getting caught off guard, but the Glock not being strong enough and taking Schweppes only down to 19 HP.
Now, are Two Bridges aware of that player who was able to boost himself into jungle? I'm not fully sure. DragonEye, he's prepared for it anyway, and all of a sudden Srep remains on 19 HP with utility and M4 and a diffuse kit, but Slash is not going to allow him a chance to do anything.
And that's a round that TPG shouldn't have won, and that's completely reset Exile there. Only player that seems to have any money is Schweppes on that 6.1k, who has been able to survive most of these rounds so far, being that B player and being that clutch player for Exile.
Yeah, that round felt really weird. I don't really know what happened there to Exile, but this round they forced out a really awkward and inconsistent buy. They forced out wherever they could, and M4 and a scout is the best weapons they've got, and that M4 being taken out of the question early on. Slash from under. Zerk is prepared and can clean up the kill with a deagle.
Yeah, and what's surprising to see here is Exile actually used a smoke just to pick up that M4 there, but they did pick up another smoke off of that. It was a risky play, as if one of those TPG players were actually in lower turns, they could just peek through and get that headshot. But that M4 does come in good use, taking out Marius there, although DragonEye does get a quick and easy refrag.
Well, Exile, they're burning away. Zerk specifically burning away. Jolly, someone making this work out for him. That he denied the bomb plant. And DragonEye, quick and alone with this AWP and switching to the M4. He really wants to go for this round, and he's got time to work with. Not much utility, but still something he could try and at least go for.
Yeah, but this AK in the Palace is the biggest threat here to DragonEye. He shouldn't be as worried to the other dude. He just needs to know where he is. Now he knows where the other player is. He just needed to avoid him, but he just re-peeks back into it, and Duddy, good headshot from that scout, meaning that TPG lose another gun round.
Yeah, it's the gun rounds which are proving costly to the Two Bridges game inside. And for the past few rounds, it's just essentially been back and forth action. No one team really coming out on top. It's the awkward buys which are winning the rounds, and I don't even know how that's happening.
Yeah, and it's just been these deadly deagles so far, and the crossfires that TPG had played and Exile had played just to catch either team off guard. But now those crossfires seem to have disappeared as TPG lose 2 players instantly to Zerk.
It's only pistols, however, for Two Bridges gaming, so they'll only be planning to do whatever damage they can, especially in the latter stages here. And towards the B site is where they're going to look to do this damage. A flash there, a good peek, but the AWP side of Deagle comes out better. There's no AWP at this stage. Exile now going to be feeling under pressure on this B site. I say that, did he? Can get himself one headshot, maybe a second here Two pitches game, not going to give him any more. And there's now an M4 on site, and XL, they're also pushing this side.
Yeah, TPG do have 50 seconds to work with. Now just Eli in this 1v3. He does still have time and the bomb on his back. All he needs to do is find these players and pick them off one by one. Take these one-on-one duels, and he can still win this round. He's already on the 3k, so he needs to ace if he wants to take this round.
Yeah, one player on short, the other player in market to try and clean up. Jolly and just peek it marvelously. Eli wasn't really prepared for that. An AK and an M4 saved. 13th round and Team XL. They do get a second round eventually. I was about to say no money available, but they've got money. They can get full buy.
They can basically as good as full buy. That FAMAS isn't going to be hugely wasted, especially on Duddy, who has been hitting those shots so far. TPG now having those 5 AKs though, if they can group up and play as a unit, they might be able to take some control away from this XL side. And we've seen that TPG are strong when it comes to the anti-retake situation.
Trap study, they find a kill a piece. Marius did trade one out, but two pitches now. They've got to dedicate themselves to this B site now with the bomb in apartments. Dragon Eye is all that remains between XL's 10th round. And Zerk was just prepared easily.
Yeah, and Zerk here in this back line, it's just been constant. TPG, some of them pacing themselves different to the others. They're not playing as a unit. They're spreading themselves out way too thin, and they're just getting picked off one by one. There have been some nice trades there by the TPG side, but the XL trades just seem to look so much nicer. And Schweppes here now actually buying a P90. I think he's going to try to meme this one.
XL are back on a default hold, and they've given up mid quite easily. Jolly is going to be there with an M4, but isn't going to spot anything. XL pretty prepared and expectant of a potential A hit as the smoke goes down in Palace. And the nades rain down towards the site, and news up falling towards B. Two pitches. They've now got to work faster than ever, and Slash, I think he's going to be a key player coming in from connector here.
Oh, nice shot there for Dragon Eye. Remember that those smokes, although it looks much more faded for us, the players see it completely differently. And a great cleanup there from XR, still losing one of their big players in CQ, but he is the money man on that Team XR team, so he will be able to have enough money to buy. TPG also full buying yet again. This is the final round of the half. Team XR 11, TPG 3.
Yeah, full out for both sides, quite comfortable. I feel like this is like one of the only gun rounds we've seen this half because of the inconsistency of the economy of both teams at this stage. Two pitches. They're lining up for an A default with smokes and everything. And Molotov did just delay things in the early stages. Two pitches. They're not dedicating anyone else anywhere across the map. Fully focusing on A with the one player in Palace. Utility work executed well timed. And now here comes the push.
Yeah, and TPG have done some fakes in the past, so that's why I think they think that this push may work. But they have dedicated way too many men here for Exile to be fooled. And the bomb going down, I think it's about to be declined. Jolly with a nice spray down. It's now a 2 versus 3. TPG on the less fortunate side with the 2 players.
And they've got to be really careful. I don't know why Slash is peeking that threat from behind. Can easily dispatch of him. Eli remains against 2 and tagging away, gets a second shot as Zerk falls as well. But I feel like Jolly's just going to try and stick this. He's got no kit to work with. Baiting out the player in Palace. It's a big ask for whoever's going to win this. Jolly wants to kill, and Exile they've lost around either way at this stage.
Yeah, Jolly did have a kit towards that ramp position, but he didn't want to peek it. And Eli with a nice one tap straight out the door. This is what TPG need more than ever, but this is coming way too late from this TPG side. XR, especially coming from Eli, that was a nice 4K from him, clutching out that round. XR win that half though very, very comfortably with 11 rounds compared to TPG's 4.
You ready, boys? We got a scoreboard glitch. Well, at least we got time now to look at the scoreboard. With XL 21. Sorry, Zerk with 21 kills. I was about to say Team XL were 21-4, but that's not right.
Yeah, and this scoreboard glitch, this has come around because we have Fraser existing.
No, it's not even Fraser. Fraser's not even observing.
You not?
No, he couldn't observe because of don't know, a server issue. It's really late, but we can't really do that. Is that a nice shrink, Evan?
Yeah, I'm having a nice little cannon monster here as we're just going to see these players. We're going to see XL take this A control, take out Eli, the top fragger of TPG. Now I can actually see that in full fruition. Zerk actually doing a lot of work, but getting taken out there by DragonEye. One of the players that we haven't seen show up this game so far has been Slash Marius from the backlines, taking out Yoli. The 3-on-3 now. And TPG do still have a kit.
Nice shot, DragonEye with dispatch of Doody and Srep. He's got himself 2 major kills. All that's left between them and winning the round is DragonEye, who wants to do any piece of damage he could and wasn't able to do anything. 12-4. Exile in the round.
Yeah, and it's just really unfortunate to see Slash only on 3 kills. He has not been performing so far this game. And it's the same thing with CQ on the other team. He hasn't been performing, but that may be because players like Zerk, Yoli, and Schweppes, and even Duty have been stepping up so much that there hasn't even been any kills for CQ to take.
Well, Team X are just going to be pushing quite comfortably onto this B site for this 17th round. It's Nico from their opponent, so should be a nice enough clean-up round. Duty was just wondering where on earth he was getting shot from. Can get a kill after DragonEye took down CQ. That's the only casualties now for 2 pitches, and Exile want to just clean this round out quickly.
Yeah, TPG just trying to see how much damage they can do, and if they could die something that's not the shotgun, because that will be a huge economic disadvantage. You lead the one that's actually pushing. He dies with that shotgun from Eli having a nice double dink there, but Zerk taking him out in the end. No head armor means it's just a 1 easy dink. And Exile winning yet another round. It was a free round being given by TPG, but there still wasn't any fight being put up by TPG there.
It was okay really by Exile in the end because they lost the weapons that weren't really that valuable. The shotgun, a couple of SMGs, they weren't that clinical to lose them. And 2 pitches will get a nice little buyout going this time. Exile have got some AKs to work with as well. Utility at this stage favouring the side of Exile, the Icelandic team.
Yeah, and earlier I was really surprised at why Team Exile didn't choose Cash, as they had already been preparing for Cash earlier, as they did play Cash in Open earlier today.
News up gets 1, and you know there's a second player in mid as well. Eli's just gonna spray through the smoke. Zerk didn't have to push that whatsoever. The CT players have got the advantage, but Sreps and Jolly have just counteracted that entirely. Eli and Marius are 2 players still standing, both from the CT triple angle, and Marius is still allowed to get 1 kill either way. 2 versus 2.
Yeah, and Team Exile, I'm bringing out all the facts now. Team Exile, their group of rank Bs on ESEA, they were 6 for 5 as of yesterday on ESEA Open. I mean, it's actually 6-5-0, but I don't think there is a possibility for there to be draws on Open, is there?
No.
Yeah. So yeah, Exile actually going positive in Open so far, which is not the biggest achievement, but is an achievement nonetheless. And they are giving TPG all they have, and TPG trying the same setup again, but the shotgun comes out yet again. Yuli getting 1, Slash getting the trade, and CQ getting 1. Duck also getting the 1 on the ASAP, and Eli left in this 1v4 situation.
Well, 2 pitches have got 1 player dealt with for now. Gonna be a big ask just to do anything else at this point. Eli falling back. P215 hand no armor either. And he might just get caught out by the aggressing Exile players who want this round to get over and done with. There we are, CQ.
He is done. He is taken out in the end. And this is not looking good for TPG. I believe that they have lost. But they do still have this gun round in them. If they can take this gun round, they still need to try to take economic control away from Exile, who has so much money.
I got really scared. I thought I saw an auto sniper there on the CT side, but not quite. 2 pitches. They've got 2 AWPs this round. They've got some M4s as well, but Exile, actually, a nice shot by NewsUp. He'll get a collapse. Sequence first falling in. They really don't want NewsUp to hold on to this orb. Eventually he falls. Zerk gets himself a 2k on the other end. And this might be swung in the other way of things. Two pitches, they've cleaned it up. They've got the round.
Yeah, and as soon as they get that gun round and NewsUp getting that 2k, quickly getting counteracted by Zerk, but that just meant that TPG knew where Team XL were going and rotated perfectly to set up crossfires and shut down that Team XL side.
Don't really know what to say at this point. XL getting their one round away from clearing this up. Two pitches. If they win this, they won't necessarily force their opponent onto an eco because they've got so much money to work with at this stage. Jolly's going to open it up for XL. He gets the opening kill as Dragoneye falls.
Yeah, and Dragoneye was the AWP for this TPG side, so that big advantage is now gone, and it's just going to be rifles versus rifles now.
Rifle towards B is going to be dropped, and actually the bomb for XL is still towards top mid. Either way, they're playing for the kills, and it's just about working out. CQ getting news up to 7 HP. And he's predicting slash from behind as well.
Yeah, and it's not about the HP. It's about the kills, and CQ finally finishing out NewsUp there, and that's more helpful to this Team XL side. But Eli does get a good trade onto Yoli before getting taken out by CQ. It's now up to Marius to save this game in a 1-on-2 situation with just an M4.
As the Diffuse getting two flashes to work with, but they know where he is now. Either way, CQ is going to be allowed to fall, leaving Diddy the player to win this round for XL. Or will Marius be able to save the round? Duty. It's getting quite close actually, and Marius is just opting not to peek at this stage. 25 seconds. Duty's obviously got a plant, and Molotov onto the side was just perfect. Well executed. What can Marius do from this position here?
Yeah, and this 1-on-1 seems to be a 1-on-1 of like the middle ground players for both teams. They both haven't performed as well as they maybe could have, but they both have still somehow still performed in some sort of aspect. And Marius actually getting dinked down to 14 HP. It's very looking very dark for TP here.
Molotov is actually quite good at this block off the site, and the chance for Marius to defuse, but Duty's got no... Oh, sorry, Marius does have a kit to work with as well. Flash goes out, and he can't do anything. Duty cleans up the round. Team X are going to win this game in the Ready Up lead 16-5. And from the two pitches side, just a day for them to forget, but they're still able to get frags. The scoreboard just shows the picture.
Yeah, and it's just still not good enough there from TPG. But that is it for our casting today. Really quickly, I just want to give a big shout out to the green Yoshi picture for the Team XL player. I forgot. I think it was Duty. That was just making me laugh inside the entire game. But other than that, thank you all for watching. Make sure to follow Louis2K on Twitter. That's at Louis2K_. And other than that, thank you all for showing up, and have a fantastic day.
Have a good night.